Alright, problem number 3. How many integers have a reciprocal that is greater than 1 over 50.1 and less than 1 over pi? Alright, well, I'm going to start by defining a variable. I'm going to say x is the integer we're looking for, okay? Okay, so that's the integer we're looking for. So we're going to take the reciprocal of that integer, right, 1 over x, and that should be greater than 1 over 50.1 and less than 1 over pi. Alright. Well, these are numbers that are smaller than 1, okay? So I want to turn this around so I can get numbers that I can count. Alright, so what I want to do, I want to take the reciprocal of everything. So if 1 over x is greater than 1 over 50.1, then what does that mean if I take the reciprocal of it? That would mean that x is actually less than 50.1. Does that make sense? Because the bigger the denominator, the smaller the number gets, right? So here, this is 3.14 approximately. So this is a bigger number than this one over here, 1 over 50.1. But if we take the reciprocals of those, this 1 over pi becomes a smaller number, 3.14, and then 1 over x was less than that, so x has to be greater than that. Okay? Does that make sense? So what we're looking for here is an x that is between 3.14 and 50.1. Okay? And it's an integer. We're given that it is an integer. So what's the first number that we could use? So obviously it can't be 3 because 3 would be less than pi. So then the first number would be 4. And then we'd have 5 and 6 and so on, all the way up to, what's the biggest number? Well, it would be 50, right? 51 would be over, 49 is, you can go bigger than that. So essentially what we have is this list of counting numbers, but they don't start with 1. So in order to count this a little easier, what I'm going to do is just subtract 3 from everything. And then I get a list of counting numbers starting with 1. So I get 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 47. And that tells us that the number of numbers in this list from 4 to 50, if they're all just counting numbers, is 47, okay? Because if we do the same thing to every number in the list, it doesn't change the number of numbers, okay? So there are 47 integers that have a reciprocal between 1 over 50.1 and 1 over pi. Alright, so the answer is 47.